Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and please tell me how do you like the previous video for the event loops. And so today's topic which we are going to study is a very important topic and it is about promises. So suppose I write a code with something like fetch users dot then and then response and maybe just write response.json and dot then we need to console this response, right? So here we are making a API call where we are fetching the users and at the end we got the response and then we are console logging it to it. And the next line says console dot log finished, right? So what will be the response? What do you think? So pause the video, tell in the comments what will be the response. And if you don't know the concept behind this, you should go and watch the previous video for the event loop and you will know exactly. So many people think that the response will be firstly the data will be printed because this is what we are writing it first, and after that we are writing console.log finished. But the actual thing which got printed is finished first. First is finish printed and then the data is printed, whatever the data comes, right? So why it's happened, why the code is not stopping for this whole fetch to finish first, right? What is the concept of promises, why the code is behaving this way? So we are going to understand all of this in the coming in this video. So let's get started. So firstly we need to understand what exactly is a promise. So for an example, let's say you are standing at McDonald's, right? And you ordered something, you maybe you ordered a burger, right? So when you ordered a burger, so do you immediately get the burger? No. What you get? You get a receipt, right? You get a confirmation of the order, that your order is confirmed. The order is not yet delivered, but you just get the confirmation about it, right? The promise works in a similar way. What is a promise? So a promise is, let me write down the definition. A promise represents the result of async function. So the final result is not with you as of now, but you have got a confirmation that okay, I am working on it, right? This is what a promise represents. The confirmation of the order which you get is like a promise, right? So when we write fetch users dot then something, then what is promise, where the promise is getting triggered, it is triggering at this fetch. Fetch returns a promise. We need to understand, keep in mind, fetch or any network call maybe use axios while fetching, so it returns a promise. Promise. And what exactly it means is, it means that the result is not there yet, but we are working on it. So what it will do is, it will put this task into the micro task queue, which I told you about in the last event 2 video queue, and it will continue running all the synchronous options. That is the reason why the finished got printed here. Here the finish got printed, right? Because the promise is gone into the micro task queue, and the till the result is getting published, the result is getting back, we are getting the all the synchronous options completed, right? So okay, so now let us see that why and what are the stages of a promises, right? So promise has three stages. It is very important, please pay attention. Promise. Okay, so promise has three stages. First one is pending, second one is fulfilled, and the last one is rejected. So these are the three stages of the promises. So pending is the first stage of the promise, that when you are executing an API call or anything that returns a promise, then the current state of that is the pending state, that it has not returned anything, nor it has fulfilled, not it has given the data, nor it has given any error. So that is the pending state of the promise. For example, you can see it as, suppose you downloaded a file, right? So when the downloading is happening, right, downloading is happening, so that is a pending stage, your file is not yet downloaded, right? So downloading stage is the pending stage, right? Now second we comes at fulfilled. Fulfilled is when the result of your promise comes back to you. Simple, the result is given, is given. So file downloaded. Simple. Now suppose there was a error while downloading the file, maybe your internet got disconnected or anything like that, right? So there is a error. So at that point of time we need to do the error handling. So the promise got rejected, your file is not getting downloaded anymore, there was some error, so it will return. So the file is getting so there was error downloading the file, there was some error, right? So these are the three stages of the promises. One is pending, second is fulfilled, and third one is rejected state, right? So suppose we write fetch users dot then response, and maybe logging that response, right? So many people were here will think that the promise is triggered at dot then. No, the promise triggers as soon as the asynchronous operation is called. It is very important to keep in mind, as soon as the async operation is called, promise is triggered. Async triggers promise. So what this statement actually means is, when you are calling the fetch operation, then the what it tells JavaScript is that fetch tells I am working on it. I am working on it. This is what fetch tells. And dot then means that whenever I am completed, then only execute the below command. Simple. When the call is completed, our promise got into either fulfilled or rejected, then call the below operation, right? And if the call is fulfilled, then it will call dot then, and if it got rejected, then it will come into dot catch, we use dot catch for error handling, that there was some error. We could write console log error, we could catch the error, and we could see what the error was, right? So this is what dot then means, that whenever the call is completed, the promise is either fulfilled or rejected, then we do the dot then and dot catch. And suppose you want something to be done, like uh, whether the call is completely completed or it is causing an error, so then you want that something happens for sure, and for that we use dot finally. Suppose you are putting a loader, right? So whether the call completes or call has given nothing, in both the cases you want at least the loader to be disappeared, right? So we could write that set loader to false, something like that. So we can use dot finally for that part. So these are the stages for the promise, that is pending, fulfilled, and rejected. We use dot then to do what we need to do with the promise, and dot catch for or the error handling, and dot finally for whatever we want, that this is a mandatory option, mandatory step, and this needs to be done. This is what we do in the dot finally. So one thing you need to understand, that promise need was that before promises, all asynchronous operations got something like, suppose we have get users call, get users, right? Where we are fetching the users. Then what we'll do is, then we need something like get orders of that user, right? After the get orders is completed, we need get payments for that. This has something nesting. Then we need maybe log a here, log payment, right? So here, so this is known as a very important term, you should remember, this is known as a callback hell, where you are nesting the callbacks and callbacks and callbacks. Callback hell is not a bad thing, but suppose you need to do validation logics, maybe validations, error handlings, logging, code readability, right? All these is so tough here because of this callback hell. You can't understand anything when you write all this stuff. You will actually know that this is really a hell part of the callback hell, right? So after promises, what we actually do is fetch users, simple, dot then orders for get orders for user, right? Dot then payment, get payment for order, something like that, right? So here, and we can write dot catch and dot finally also if you want. So you see how easy it has made things for us, right? So promises have helped us, and we can add a lot of logging, error handling, refetching logics, validation logics, all of that in this stuff. So this is what promises is all about. It basically returns that I am working on it. You proceed with all the synchronous operations. It puts your all the promise stuff in the micro task queue. As soon as your result is back, it is either fulfilled or rejected. On basis of that, it either goes in dot then or dot catch, and then it proceeds with whatever further operations you have. Okay, so this was all about promises, and I guess in the next video we'll also see the modern way of doing the promises, where we are going to use async, await, right? So you need to firstly understand the above thing properly. Maybe if you want to rewatch the video, rewatched it, uh, but this part is really important, that you understand all the stuff about promises. It's a really important topic, and uh, if you have any doubt, please ask in the comments. And thank you so much for watching the video, and if you have any questions, please do ask in the comments. And Please like and subscribe. Please like the video and subscribe the channel, and thank you so much for watching, and let's see you in the next video. Thank you so much.